All right, let's get all the questions out of the way and let's get that BPC bulletproof coffee. In quite a few groups, there's always that questions of how to make that bulletproof coffee, and do you have to, is there a special kind of coffee? So I use any variety. I'm not your big coffee drinker, but every one that I've made tastes great and it does what it has to do, right? So I've got some coffee here and I've made 14 ounces. So I use my Kerrygold machine and I make my coffee and I put it into a big cup. So it says 1 to 2 cups of coffee, so that part is up to you. Depends on how much coffee you want to drink. The main ingredients here is your coffee. Get your grass-fed butter. And the choices here, they always ask, should you use MCT oil or coconut oil? So you choose the one that you prefer. I've been using MCT oil with my coffee and my grass-fed, or you can use coconut oil with your grass-fed and your coffee. So that part is pretty much up to you, but it is the definite 3 ingredients that you have to use. I wanted to show it here for you, but I'm going with MCT oil for mine today. So we're going to make sure we do that. When you do it, you can stir it, but you're going to see that there's a difference when you add all 3 of your ingredients and you just stir it. It just tastes a little bit different. But if you have a blender, a hand blender, or you know, your Vitabit, your Ninja, whatever, just a regular blender, blending it makes it taste a whole lot better. So what I'm going to do now is, let's get it started. This should be a really quick process. Let's put our BPC coffee together. Let's begin. 1 tablespoon of butter. I like to be exact, so I love that it has that little measurement thing there. Got my bowl. So if you're going to blend it all together, there's no need to melt it. I just get so used to doing that. So, and if you don't have something that you're going to blend it with, then, and you're going to be using your spoon to mix everything together, you are going to want to zap it in the microwave for about 20 seconds or so. Then you want to add all the other ingredients to it. Take your tablespoon. Even if you use MCT oil or coconut oil, you make that selection, pour it in. Get that coffee the amount that you desire. Pour that in. All 3 ingredients. And again, if you're just going to be using a spoon to mix this all together, it's very important, make sure you melt that butter down. But if you have the option to use your hand blender or your blender, you want to get that started. So I use a very big bowl when I'm doing this because I've gotten used to my blender, but boy, when you don't and it starts to squirt up all over the place, it could be a mess the first time or 2 when you do it because you're not used to it. But I've gotten pretty good and used to it by now. So I'm going to use my hand blender here and let's do it. So because I'm doing low sugar, I've been able to make this. It's so delicious, so creamy that I haven't added any sugar in it. But you know, at this time you would have added your sweetener to it. At first when I started making my BPC coffee, I used to add like a little bit of a sweetener. But when you blend it all up, I feel like there's no need. Especially if you've gone really like low carb, low sugar, and you don't have that taste for the sugar anymore. So if you do, and it's quite okay, add your sweetener into it before you blend it all together. This time I didn't add any kind of flavoring to it, but there's caramel, there's hazelnut. You can just go out there and look. One brand that I really like is this here. So straight from this lovely plastic bowl, you could either place it back into your cup and enjoy the rest of your day, or you can place it in your travel mug just like me when you're on the go and have to get to places. So there you have it, your BPC coffee.